Something about the Japan vs Nigeria match doesn't sit right with us.
On paper, this should have been one of the craziest showdowns. It's the beginning of the U20 World Cup, and it's between two completely different football styles. But as the match went on, a lot of us started to feel the same thing. Something was off.
It's not that the concept was bad, it actually had a lot of potential, but the execution definitely missed the mark. This matchup ended up being way more frustrating than it ever had to be.
So in this video, we're breaking down what went wrong with the Japan vs Nigeria match, and how it could have been so much better.
To start off, we need to mention the pacing is one of the worst things about this match. To go into that, let's dissect this by going from the beginning to the end.
The match started off with a lot of back and forth action. We saw Nigeria show some initial promise, and it looked like we may have had a real match in our hand.
We thought, okay, this actually looks like it might be something we could really keep up with. And to make it even better, early on, we even started to see growth from the other supporting players like Nico, who was able to step in big time and block one of Onazi's first shots. But right after that, tables turned and Blue Lock just kickstarted a counterattack, and it looked like Blue Lock was going to start running away with the game.
Yeah, we saw some of our favorites cook Nigeria, and when it looked like an early goal, Onazi steps up and saves his team. This was a really cool introduction to his character and showing how he is the centerpiece for the Nigerian team.
It made us think that Nigeria still had some potential, and we really thought we were going to get an absolute barn burner of a match. In the next chapter, we start to see that Nigeria did start to show some promise again. They were able to start a counterattack after winning the second ball, but immediately, Japan's team made the correct adjustments and they shut down the whole Nigerian team's process.
After Japan wins the ball, they go on the offensive, and from here, Japan just ragdolls Nigeria. And they had those Nigerian players scratching their heads trying to figure out how are they going to handle Isagi and the rest of the Japan U20 team.
In the end, it really didn't matter because the Nigerian team could not handle even the trio of Isagi, Batra, and Rin. Batra instantly cooked the Nigerian defense, and he even went on to score the first goal of the game. This is where we go back to the main problem of the match, pacing. With all these events that were happening throughout the game, only 4 minutes of the game went on. Kinda feels ridiculous, not gonna lie, and I know football is a fast-paced game, but it seems like he just used way too much moments and not enough time in the game. Regardless, we do want to say some of the good things that happened because after this event, we got to see more cool moments from the supporting characters. Aryu and Nico show their personalized training from Shinpachi Iko and how they improved.
After Nico stole the ball from Kuso, he starts a counterattack by launching the ball to Rayo. From here, Rayo goes on a crazy run with Batra. He goes into his copy mode and recreates Batra's plays alongside Batra.
It was like we had two Batras and they were just cutting through Nigeria's defense. Once they move up the field, they were able to move up to the final third, and this is where we see two ace strikers and Isagi and Rin decide to join in on fun. Out of nowhere, Rayo does the unthinkable and he changes his copy mode, and we get to see Rayo use Chigri's 44 Panther snipe and score Japan's second goal.
His potential is starting to really show, and we can really see that a lot of his playstyle was definitely dormant while he was with Nagi.
He's definitely going to show other moments of utilizing other players. He's really going to be the team's special soldier like Shinpachi Iko designed him to be. After this moment, get a quick backstory of the Nigerian players Onazi, Kuso, Bello, and Popobona. It's a little touching story. We actually find out that they're orphans that lived in Lagos, the main city in Nigeria. Throughout all their pain and suffering, they were actually able to find joy and a new sense of family through football. To be honest, this is a much more wholesome rendition of why we see people from all around the world play football, which is a good contrast from Blue Lock's live or die by winning mentality.
Unfortunately, Isagi, the Sith Lord, joins in and ruins their wholesome moment by antagonizing them like a supervillain.
Yeah, Isagi's really on that demon timing this game. You really see that he's leveling up his ego and he's becoming more and more of an antagonist. Besides that, I want to get back to the real issue at hand, the pacing. All of these events, from Batra's first goal for Japan to Rayo's second goal, including all of the build-up, was another 30 minutes in the match. So you're telling me that less things happened within those two chapters and we wasted 30 minutes on the clock. I don't know how this makes any sense. We saw so many things happening at the beginning of the match and there's only 4 minutes.
Honestly, me personally, I feel like they're just trying to rush through this match at this point because Nigeria is just not really putting up a fight at all against Japan from what it looks like at this point. I mean, they're not making any real adjustments and Japan's just basically having their way on the field, and it's becoming very evident where this match is heading at this point.
After all of these sequence events, Nigeria does go on a desperate attack. They're still hungry to score a goal and they go back to this game trying to score one before the end of the first half, but they don't change any of their tactics and mentality. You see them try to go and give the ball to Nazi and just let him be the shining hope, and he does get the ball in a good spot where he can go against our goalkeeper Gagamaru, and once he finally gets a moment to shine, He steps up and denies Onazi's golden moment. Japan is able to end the first half 2-0 over Nigeria, and to be honest, it felt like we just went through so much in only a few chapters, and not really much happened at the end of the day.
And overall, this is just becoming more so a showcase of the Japan U20 talents at this point. It's totally fine if you want to go that route. We get that these players have gotten really strong over the break, especially with all that specialized training. I mean, just to not even see Nigeria even have just any type of fight in them at this point. It's like you're watching a kid get bullied, essentially.
We spent the whole next chapter just reviewing the current events, and then we go into another ego plot device monologue, and on top of that, the next chapter is more of the same, more or less. We see Ego continue his monologue, which is relevant to the story. It does bring a lot of importance to the story's plot, but we should really just focus on that with one chapter and not chapter and a half.
But then we start the second half of the match. Both teams are fired up, looking to prove themselves even further. Obabona was able to steal the ball from Ren, and he gave his team a lifeline by being able to go in the offensive. From here, the rest of the players show all of their determination by going for goals themselves. Unfortunately, the rest of the Nigerian players aren't able to live up to this goal, so they fall back to plan A, once again, look at Onazi to be their savior. However, when faced with the impossible, Onazi crumbles under the pressure and decides to pass the ball to Kuso. With all the pressure in the game in his hand, Kuso then shoots the ball, but here comes Rin with a decisive block. He destroys Kuso's big moment, and to make it worse, Rin rashes the fuck out of Kuso.
Aiku immediately wins the second ball for Japan. Then the chapter ends with Isagi and Rin going on the counterattack together.
We even get a Rin flashback seeing his personal development prior to the tourney. He trains with monks in order to control his emotions and harness his true self. We get back into the game and Rin passes the ball to Bachiro. When Bachiro gets the ball, he tries to shoot at the goal, but Obabona makes a very crucial block.
Yuri then gets the rebound and he tries to score Japan's third goal, and then we finally see Nigeria's goalkeeper do something, and he makes a good save. The next play, Chigri picks up the ball, he tries to send it across into the box, but he's stopped by Onazi.
Rin is able to secure the ball, and the Isagi, Bachiro, and Rin trio start to cook again. They go on the offensive, and Rin activates his beast mode. With Bachiro acting as the playmaker, Isagi and Rin go on their own solo runs at the goal. Bachiro then drops a perfect pass in between both Isagi and Rin. It looks like Isagi will get to it first, but Rin does the unthinkable and uses Isagi as a leverage point. Kind of like an improved crash shoot, and he uses the moment to score a banger of a goal. Like at this point, Rin's literally just doing trick shots on Nigeria.
So many things happen in just these two chapters in the second half, and we only have 15 minutes left in the match. So you're telling us that 30 minutes of game time has passed by with just two chapters.
After this goal, we see Isagi antagonizing Nigerian players again. He's constantly provoking his opponents and feels like his ego is on another level. And in the next chapter, we finally see some substitutions with the Shark Boys. Raichi and Kurona coming into the game.
You see the Shark Boys are just jumping Onazi and they win the ball, and then we see Isagi go on another counterattack with this devious grin on his face.
In the next chapter, Isagi passes the ball to Bachira and he proceeds to antagonize Nigeria again. This man Isagi is trying to force the best out of his opponents just so he can use them to better himself. A true egoist mindset is on display.
I did like the moment where even Aiku stepped up as a captain. He was like, dude, you gotta chill out. Like, why are you antagonizing him so much? Isagi, the ultimate egoist, comes in and goes, hey, I need to get better, you need to get better, because we need to win this game on an impressive fashion.
I do almost feel like in a way that maybe Isagi feels the same way we do, in the sense that this match is too easy and he doesn't feel like he can develop anything in this match. The way Isagi has been growing so far in every stage, he has found a way to learn something in every match he's played in. But in a match like this, where literally they're just dog walking the team, he can't grow. And yeah, that's definitely showing his ego's mindset in this moment, but I also feel like there could be a small hint of frustration as well, because he knows that the opponents ahead are going to be even stronger.
Isagi knows he needs to face a roadblock, he needs to feel some type of struggle to really grow, and to just dog walk Nigeria and win a game like 3-0 very easily isn't the result that he wants. So with only 5 minutes on the clock, and again, this pacing is absolutely abysmal. Bachira tries to send the ball to Rayo, but Obabona, again, coming in clutch, makes an interception and gives Nigeria another chance to attack.
Then Kuso wins the second ball, and this time Kuso is fired up at Isagi's words. He goes on a solo run just cutting through Japan's defense. When he hits a roadblock and Raichi and Aryu, he sends this killer pass to Onazi.
It's great to see that these Nigerian players are fired up by Isagi's words, because they're awakening into something different. From here, we see Onazi get into 1v1 with Aiku, and it looks like this is his golden moment as Nigeria's last hope. Onazi continues to run at Aiku, and he believes that this is his best chance, and we actually see Aiku hesitating a little bit. He thinks that he has to stop Onazi right now. If he doesn't, he's gonna fail Isagi's expectations.
You see Isagi pulls up to help out Aiku, and they start double teaming Onazi. Aiku realizes that he has the best shot at stopping Onazi here.
Onazi traps the ball and then does this crazy spin spin flip move, and he shoots the ball like a fucking demon. And in this moment, we actually see him activating Predator Eye.
Now Onazi is starting to finally live up to that potential that has been hyped up since the beginning of this match. But this isn't enough because our boy Aiku comes right in and deflects that shot.
Shouts out to Aiku because he did something similar like this against Rin in the U20 match, but he just waking up to a whole different level. He utilized his meta vision consciously and then made an even more impressive block. Absolutely shut out Onazi's shot. It even hit the crossbar, thankfully, because it didn't seem like Dagamari was going to be able to save that. Right here at this moment, we see all the Nigerian players charging at the goal, trying to win this rebound.
This is where we see Kuruna come in and he makes a super clearance. To see him have such a huge moment in the U20 World Cup just says a whole lot.
We even get a quick panel of Ego coming in saying, "This is such a great performance by Japan and they did a great job," but this isn't enough. Isagi comes in and steals the second ball. This is where we see Isagi end the chapter saying he needs to go on another counterattack, shocking everyone, even Ego.
Honestly, a lot could really happen. Isagi could take this all the way to the other side and get an amazing goal, but one thing in me really thinks that maybe the Nigerian team find a way to stop this.
In my opinion, this is Isagi time. We see that there's 1 minute of additional time. He's got the ball, it's the end of the game. This is classic Isagi time where he just goes in, clutches up to score a goal. Like Lotus said, maybe Nigeria, especially Onazi, is able to step in and stop him, because we know Onazi can always come in with that "I'm here." But another thing makes me believe that Isagi is already anticipating this, and he's still gonna just pull off an amazing goal and just stun this whole team. Either way, it's clear that this match is gonna end with Isagi's play. There's only 1 minute left. These are predictions right now. We merely want to talk about the problems of the match as we've been talking about throughout this video. I think this match can end 4-0 with Isagi scoring the last goal. Nigeria is going to be absolutely baffled by Block's performance. That being said, let us know what you guys think about this match. We clearly had our own biased opinions to a certain degree. We didn't like the pacing. We didn't like how Japan was just dog walking Nigeria, especially with the fact that they were the U20 African Cup champions. It feels like this is just belittling to African football and just overall competition of this tournament, because yes, we know they were supposed to win from the beginning, but Nigeria not even scoring one goal is just crazy work.
And as always, if you did enjoy the video, please consider giving a like, comment, or subscribe to the channel. And as always, we do have a link to our community Discord, and that link can be found in the description of this video below.
Thank you for sticking to the end. It's Tev.
And it's Lotus.
Peace.